The footage of crashes, mishaps, and accidents within this video is presented strictly for educational and informational purposes to illustrate crucial lessons in RV safety, responsible road practices, and personal preparedness.
Coming at you fast like a freight train ride. Another crazy, stupid RV design. Smoke and sparks, no fear, no mild. Buckle up, it's RVs Gone Wild.
Hey everyone, welcome to RVs Gone Wild. I'm here in Banff right now. That's right, Banff, Alberta. It's a beautiful location. And even though we're traveling, we're still doing RVs Gone Wild. So let's get going right now. Well, the first one we got is from Bill N. It's oak tree versus trailer. He says, we have a lot of oak trees in our area in Central California. They frequently drop limbs, and this one was 2 feet in diameter and nearly halved his neighbor's trailer. Luckily, there was no one in the trailer at this time, but this isn't the only instance. This actually happens more than you might think. Here are some other instances where trees have come crashing down on RVs.
Talk about happy campers. 2 boys from Minnesota, lucky to be alive. They were inside a camper when a tornado ripped through the campground, sending a tree crashing down on top of them. It sliced their family's camper in half, but the boys, they used a fire extinguisher to bash their way out.
It was a big tree that fell right through the middle of the RV at Franklin RV Park and Campground off Old Addington Bridge Road. Ken Cash says his mother and stepfather have been driving around the country and stopped in Macon County for a family visit. Ironically, he says his mother asked to come to his house today, worried that a tree might fall.
Look at this video. It happened around 8 o'clock this morning on Coral Avenue. The tree smashing the trailer and also causing some damages to the truck that was hauling it. We spoke with Rita Hamilton. She and her husband were in bed inside the camper at the time. She says they're from out of town but came to visit family for the holidays. Hamilton says they heard a loud thundering noise before their camper started shaking.
Down at Cass County's Atlanta State Park, one May was slightly hurt when a tree fell on top of his RV. His wife wasn't injured. Crews haven't said how long it will take to clean the park just yet.
Luckily, our Starlink keeps us from parking underneath trees. Hopefully that helps. And Derek J said he had this camper. He thinks it said Galaxy 2. He was waiting to get through the border at Peace Arch up here by Canada, and he'd never seen one of these before. It's definitely old school. John F. spotted this in Warrenton Walmart just outside Astoria, Oregon. Something tells me this van is not rated to take this trailer, and something tells me this guy doesn't care. Sharon M. sent this to us. She actually took a picture of this at the Lowe's in Medford, Oregon. She says the hitch was 2 inches off the ground. This was one of the many trailers that were parked in the parking lot, and it was just too good for her not to get a pic. That's sketchy, and I bet it's parked, because if that drives down the road, Oregon Highway Patrol is gonna nail that guy.
Come here, son. Whoops.
Haven't I included this picture before? With 27 or 28 of these now, I am just losing track of all these trailers that I put out. Have I shown this one before? Does anybody have any information about this one? And we've got Anonymous here who sent this in to us. They saw this in Manassas, Virginia. Thanks for sending it our way. That's a beefy rig. If this were me, I'd probably go double the capacity and take a small fifth wheel and mount it on the back versus a camper, but I like a little extra space. And this week's feature ad is actually an Ember, just like my trailer. A little different, but very close. It's for sale up here in BC. I'm putting a link to the Facebook Marketplace ad in the description. You can check out this 2022 model. They've already had everything fixed up on it through warranty, so it's ready to roll. It's in mint condition. They're moving on to a motorhome, so that's why they're selling it. Again, this is very similar to mine with a Truma Combi, high efficiency water heater, and all kinds of other features, including, of course, the Kurt off-road independent suspension with shocks and springs instead of leaf springs. So if you're interested in this, go ahead and check out the Facebook ad. It's not that hard to export trailers from Canada to the US. If you're down in the States, you can still come up here and buy it. And if you're selling your RV and you'd like to have it featured here, send me an email to rvingwithjoe@gmail.com. Keep in mind that the last video I did is already over 83,000 viewers and growing. That's 83,000 people who can see your ad. It'll be at 100,000 soon, and that's 100,000 people that can see your ad for your RV for sale. So reach out to me. It's time for turducken. You know what turducken is. That's where you take a turkey, inside you cook a duck, inside the duck you cook chicken. It's a great recipe, but a terrible way to tow. Or is it? Let's look at some examples. Alan G wanted to show off his turducken. It's 2021 GMC 2500 Denali with a 1995 Shadow Cruiser. They were returning to Sierra Vista, Arizona from picking up a 1959 John Deere 530 tractor and some other treasures they found in Iowa and Minnesota. They were stopped at a Love's on Interstate 8 in Omaha when they took these photos. Thanks, Alan and Donna. And Bonita N sent us this. It's a bus towing a car, or is it an SUV or minivan? I don't know, but it's turducken. She says she really enjoys these videos. She's an avid RVer, and this is her first submission. Well, Bonita, keep those submissions coming. Brad S., he spotted this in Jerome, Idaho. He was turning off the 93 on a detour to get to the I-84, and he saw this. And I want to thank Brian W. for sending in this turducken. Brian J. sent us this turducken. I've actually shown this one before in episodes way back, but it's such an oldie but a goodie, I thought we'd show it again. Thanks for sending it in, Brian. And here's something different from Carlos B. It's boat turducken. He actually spotted this on a cruise ship in Alaska, and it's a boat towing a boat towing a boat. Even boats can make turducken. Gordon T. wanted to show this one off. He just finished the trailer. It's ready for paint. He says he's a big fan of the channel. And he's out there in Bend, Oregon, the land of Casey Liddell.
I definitely do hate Casey Liddell.
I hate Casey Liddell.
It's looking good, Gordon. Thanks for sending it in. And the user High Latitude saw this one in Tok, Alaska. He calls it basic turducken. Yeah, I'd say so, but still got a lot of wheels on that turducken. James and Jessica, they sent this from Twin Falls, Idaho. They wanted to share their RV toy hauler setup. It's their first RV, and they're just getting out adventuring in the beautiful state. They love the show, keep it up, and I love Idaho. It's a beautiful place to get out. Plus, you've got Oregon, Washington, BC all around you. It's a great place to launch a lot of great trips. Jason J, he wanted to send us this turducken. It's a little pop-up turducken. Something tells me this RVer has kids. Jim G wanted to share his personal turducken. This is his old turducken fifth wheel setup. It's 63 feet long. He also included in this picture his new rig. He calls her Tiffany because it's a Tiffin. And they just took this picture last week on their way home from the Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion 2024. And Ken Ed wanted to send us a couple of pics of his rig. It's a 2014 Outlaw 37 LS. They call her Kanga, and they keep a smart 4.2 called Rue in the back. They travel 6 to 8 months a year. They carry the car inside the back. He says he averages about 23 miles per gallon. They also travel with their 3 kittens, Tigger, Eeyore, and Pooh. And Kenneth sent us this one. It's a smart car parked on the back of a heavy-duty truck towing a fifth wheel. It's quite a common use of the smart car to stick it on the back of a heavy-duty transport. It's certainly got the room and the capacity. And we got more turducken with Kim M. She writes, "Hey Joe, we watch your YouTube channel all the time and love it. This is their rig. We were just leaving the house in Almonte, Ontario, Canada, heading to Pulltown, Bowling Green, Ohio for the National Truck and Tractor Pull Championship. Looks like we got another Canadian in the house. It's a beautiful rig. Love that tow vehicle." And another Canadian, we got Marcel P. This is a couple of pics of their setup of their old power ram with the newer ram, and they are from Abbotsford, which is really close to here. It's actually where I store my RV, and it's where Woody's RV World is. Richard B. wanted to share his turducken. He's a fan of the videos, and he just wanted to share. I do wish I could carry a golf cart with us when we go to these trips, but I ain't towing no turducken. Ted A asks, "Hey Joe, does this count as turducken?" If you gotta ask, it probably is. He actually has an amphibicar on a flatbed behind his Thor Vegas, so it's an RV, a trailer with a boat car, as well as some bikes. I definitely say it's turducken. Good Lord, Tina O shared this with us. She saw it posted in her Coleman Lantern Facebook group. "I gotta believe that trailer loaded in the back is bigger than the actual RV itself. I'd almost swap those two out." That's some crazy turducken. Hey, don't forget to subscribe below. We just got past 15,000. If you were one of those folks, thank you very much. Let's get on to the next one. Ricky in Florida is in the Ocala National Forest here in Florida. He saw this You saw this at Lake Door Campground. Definitely a nice overland setup. In fact, my next video, number 28, is gonna have a whole lot from an overland festival I went to. Gonna show you a lot of overlanders. Now, over the last couple of weeks, I've seen pictures and video of this all over the internet. And Jim G, he also sent us in this picture. I usually just include one picture and video, but again, this one cracked me up that I saw it for weeks at a time. So Jim G's another one. This time it's from Brian J. I'm telling you, if you're on any of the RV Facebook groups in the last month, you probably already saw this one. It is all over the place. And we have this one from Terry L as well. Another one of the same truck. Adam M also sent it to us, as well as some other folks who sent us some pictures. This is a wild, overly built rig. I'm hoping this was just as a joke or some sort of show car, something for a parade, because this should not be on the road. And he also wanted to share with us Leroy Keene's 1980 Marmon RV motorhome on YouTube. I've actually included a link to this video in the description. We got Chris S, who's one of our biggest fans, Chris Spencer at Las Vegas KOA at Sam's Town in Las Vegas. He hasn't seen as many cool RVs coming through lately, but he grabbed this one. He's gonna keep his eyes open for us. Thanks for sending this our way, Chris. You always got the good ones. And we still gotta make it to Vegas so we can say hi. And Colleen and Mark C, they sent us some stuff. Colleen says her hubby Mark actually introduced her to our channel. They live in their RV full time. They have their own channel and social media name. It's known as Happily Homeless Toronto. This year they spotted a few cool trailers and RVs from Europe. They come over to North America. They're Toronto in their campground. They shared some pics and actually may have more video for me, so I'll have to reach out. Thanks, Colleen. And our buddy Corvink over in the Netherlands, he always spots the cool ones over in Europe, and he found this little one. He also commented on our last video where he had some folks from the Netherlands. He said he even looked up the plate, which I guess you can do in the Netherlands, and they've been gone for a long time. Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard those folks have been traveling all over North America in that Netherlands overland vehicle here in BC for now. But man, what a journey they must be on. Thanks, Court. Davin Y found this crazy ride. Wouldn't exactly say it's an RV, but it's definitely a unique vehicle. I don't know if I would take it in the water. And Doug F, what have you found for us here? Here's a crazy one he found. He saw it near the Canyonlands last year. And he saw this other one in Louisiana. Doug's from St. Pete, Florida. Used to live in Florida. And you know what I always say, Florida is the California of the East. Douglas P said if this camper's a rockin', he saw this outside of Cannon Beach, Oregon. He's not sure. He wondered, could it be Bruce Dickinson's touring coach? That's the lead singer of Iron Maiden. And he included a few Iron Maiden puns that I'm gonna spare all of you. But thanks for sending us in, Douglas. By the way, Iron Maiden is one of the best concerts I've ever been to. And we've got Gary and Joanne here. They sent us this. This is their E350 Super Duty ambulance conversion. They're from BC, and they've actually been all across Canada and the US. They spent this last summer in the Okanagan. You might see a lot of my videos for traveling have been in the Okanagan lately. They have their own website, Bizzo Ambo Life, and the channel of their YouTube is Bizzo Ambo Life. I'll put a link to that in the description. They also got Starlink, all kinds of solar, a working siren. Oops, don't tell our CMP about that. They use a wood-burning stove. They carry everything in a cargo trailer. I'm gonna be keeping my eyes out for you on my travels this fall. Gary and Joanne here in the RVing with Joe Tip of the Hat Gold Star Award for the coolest Ford in this episode. That's right, I saw your comments. I saw you asking me. I brought back the Tip of the Hat Award for the best Ford. And if you don't like Ford, too bad, it's your loss. Gilroy P sent this in to us. A few different trailers. Not sure the background on these, but they're all really gorgeous. I'd love to see the insides. Ken H sent us this concoction, this picture. I'm thinking this might be Photoshop or fake, but It looked cool, so I included it anyway. And he also included the Tour My Microchip camper. I think I included a link to this one before, but it is a good one. I'm gonna go ahead and include this link in the description as well. Check out this little camper.
And if you have any cool RV pictures or videos or some crazy RVs or any old thing, send it my way to rvingwithjoe@gmail.com. Can't use everyone's, but I make sure to read every one of them.
And Kenneth T, he sent us a handful of cool RVs that he's seen. Let's roll through those. Thank you, Kenneth. Mark D, he writes, I enjoy your channel very much. You thought we might enjoy these pictures. The first guy's on a scooter he saw in LA. It's not an RV, but it was interesting. And the second is not really roadworthy. It's on display at the slabs east of the Salton Sea in Southern California. And this last one was photographed in Nelson, Nevada, just downstream from Boulder Dam. When he says the slabs, he means Slab City. I've been there once. I didn't do a lot of recording because it was a little sad, but if you're interested, check out Slab City on YouTube. There's a lot of great videos touring Slab City. And if you're down there, it's kind of worth checking out, but be careful. It's a little sketchy. And we've got Michael A from England. He wrote a lot here. He talked about how he loves the channel, loves watching it, and that they do have a lot of RVs on the other side, but maybe not as big RVs as we got here in North America. Can't really include everything he wrote, it's a little long, but I'm going to show you the different images he sent us. Michael S. saw this RV in Prescott. It's got to be one of the coolest RVs he's ever seen. He's not sure if it was an old food truck or an old bread truck. He likes watching this show, and he watches it with his wife, Jess. Thanks to both of you for sending these in. Hope you keep enjoying the show. This is Peter D. from New Zealand. He sent us this, his caravan. He started with a caravan, but he moved on to the green van. This is his dog, Poppy. He's been on the road for over 4 years since pre-COVID times, and he wouldn't change it for the world. Man, I'd love to get back to full-time living in the RV. Wife's not too happy about the idea, but I could do it. And we've got these from Re-Ray. There's some RV pictures that he took at the Minden, Nevada RV show. Seems like these are all classics and old antiques. There's some beauties in there. Thanks. Ted and Angela write, they love the RVs Gone Wild videos. They've watched them all so far. The husband and her went to a classic car show in La Mesa, California, and spotted this unusual 1997 Volkswagen van. It's actually set up as a food truck. They thought it'd be fun to share. And yeah, it's a cool one. Thanks a lot for sending it our way. And Wanda O, she sent us another one. As she was driving through the parking lot at Vaughn's, she saw this. She thought it was kind of unique. She grabbed her phone and got the pic. She wasn't sure where the license plate was from, but it wasn't from around there. Thanks for sending this, Wanda. Keep them coming. Sharon M wanted to share her setup. It's a F350 2006 with a 1990 six-pack. Bought the six-pack in May of 2024, full of dry rot, rebuilt it. They put in a Renology 200-watt panel, 28-amp-hour lithium-ion battery, and a 2,000-watt inverter. Perfect for dry camping. Little small for this big guy, but definitely a nice setup. Again, thanks to everybody for sending in their pictures. I got more travel videos coming out, and we got pictures and videos of a whole bunch of RVs on our travels that we're gonna be putting in the next RVs Gone Wild, so stay tuned. Thanks, everyone. And remember, whether you got a jalopy or a brand new $200,000 rig, make sure you get out there and get busy living.